I've been working a long time, I've got an illness that's progressive, and I may not be able to do this work. However, I'm near retirement age. Should I make a claim under my long-term disability insurance policy? Hello, I'm attorney Ben Glass, and we try to make this interesting. First, I'm sorry you're going through this. We talked to a lot of clients, and we've represented hundreds of clients over the last 20 years who have this issue come up. First thing you should know is that if you have a sickness or illness or injury that prevents you from working and you've got a long-term disability insurance policy, that policy is going to pay out for a certain time as long as you meet the definition of disability. So functionally, there's a little difference between do I make a claim or do I just retire? Sometimes though, sometimes what we have to look at is what is your retirement package with your company? There may be, depending on your insurance policy and depending on the retirement package, a severance package, things like that, it may be better sometimes to not tap into the long-term disability insurance policy. The only way that an experienced lawyer is going to be able to answer that question for you is to himself or herself be able to examine your insurance policy, have a good look at your records, talk to you and understand what your story is and what's going on, and to look at the retirement plan or severance plan or whatever it is that your company that you're working for is offering. Because sometimes taking, choice A impairs choice B, but choice A is actually the better situation financially. So again, if you can't work, you can't work because you've got a condition that prevents you from doing your occupational duties. The question of whether we call that going out on disability or retirement is a question that may have significant financial implications for you. I would strongly urge that you speak to an experienced long-term disability insurance attorney, not a claims consultant, not an attorney who won't go in and litigate, not someone who doesn't have a ton of experience talking to people just like you against these major long-term disability insurance companies. We do our work all over the country. We get to talk, we're blessed, we get to talk to really smart people, hardworking people who have built something but now have a chronic disease or illness that prevents them from working. We have over 150 law firms around the country that when someone comes to them with this problem, they say to call BenGlassLaw, talk to Ben and his team. I want you to do that, and we will set you off on a strategy, the right strategy for your case, but only after we know all of the information. So reach out to us, have a conversation. We'll tell you exactly how you can start working with us today.